actually did. I actually watched it, and I felt while watching it, I felt disgusted.
Eddie slipped him a contract. I think he slipped Christian Prenga a nice little contract.
I was thinking, bloody hell, the rematch looks cheap.
The Anthony Joshua versus Christian Prenga fight has sparked heated debate across the boxing world, with several fighters, trainers, and analysts questioning whether the contest was as straightforward as it first appeared. While many praised Joshua's dramatic comeback, others argued that the fight felt unusually chaotic, leading to speculation and accusations online that the bout may not have unfolded naturally. The controversy quickly spread across social media, where fans began debating every moment of the contest and asking whether everything was truly as it seemed.
It wasn't a good one.
Much of that controversy centered on the opening moments of the fight. Anthony Joshua was dropped twice in the first round, leaving the crowd stunned and raising serious concerns about whether the former heavyweight champion could recover. Christian Prenga looked confident and dangerous as he landed heavy shots that appeared to put Joshua in real trouble. However, the momentum shifted dramatically just minutes later when Joshua regrouped, regained control, and stopped Prenga in the second round with a powerful knockout. The dramatic turnaround immediately divided opinion, with some calling it an incredible display of resilience, while others questioned how quickly the fight had changed direction.
I had no right to win that fight after what happened in the first 20-30 seconds. He was really badly hurt. There was a shot before the uppercut, and then the uppercut he didn't see. Down he went. I thought the legs had gone. I thought there was actually something wrong with his legs, or one of them, during that first round. He was knocked to the ropes. He could have been counted even then because the rope sort of held him up. Then he went down and was counted for a second time. I mean, it looked all over. I just don't know how he got through it. And maybe it's a myriad of what he's had to go through in his life in the last few months. Soul searching, unbelievable inner strength after his friends passed, and finding solace in the boxing ring. And when the chips were really badly down and he was fighting for his whole career, not just the Tyson Fury fight, but fighting for another opportunity, he found.
British broadcaster Simon Jordan was among the most outspoken critics after the fight. He questioned how Prenga appeared to be in complete control early before suddenly fading as Joshua took over. Jordan suggested the dramatic swing in momentum was difficult to understand and publicly expressed skepticism about how the contest unfolded. Veteran trainer Joe Gallagher, however, viewed the fight differently. While admitting he was shocked to see Joshua knocked down multiple times, Gallagher praised the former champion's toughness and ability to recover under immense pressure. He acknowledged Joshua looked genuinely hurt in the opening round, but believed his experience and composure allowed him to weather the storm before producing an impressive finish.
Ask on AJ. I just want to ask you, at the end of the first round, we expected pretty comfortable nights for both Fury and Joshua. I mean, what was you thinking at the end of the first and then the end of the second?
Well, the end of the first round, I think even everyone was just sat there at the door like, and he was seconds away from the career, everything over. And for him to come out, recuperate, and set about him, get his wits together, and put a spectacular finish on it. But that first round, the whole crowd, everyone's, as heavy as the knockdown was, you could hear everyone's jaw hit the floor with it. I didn't see any on the camera, but I'm sure he was a little bit startled as well. But what a 4 or 5 minutes of absolutely chaos we just had in the ring there tonight. Unbelievable.
You've been in some world-class corners, and I mean, just that minute between the first and the second, how critical is that minute, and how impressive is it that he did turn it around in the way that he did?
No, exactly. Like I say, he listened to the team, got his head together, came out, and I don't think he really recovered from the first shot, and he was always in a little bit on Quay Street. But I just feel the determination, the resilience, the mental strength that he did have carried him.
Gallagher later admitted the fight became so unpredictable that it almost felt like watching professional wrestling because of the dramatic momentum swings. Seeing Joshua dropped early before suddenly roaring back to score a knockout left even experienced boxing figures struggling to explain everything they had witnessed. Despite his surprise, Gallagher emphasized that Joshua deserves credit for refusing to panic, remaining composed, and finding a way to finish the fight when many believed he was heading toward defeat.
Came out and landed a good shot, but it wasn't that. It was manhandling him and roughing him and headlocking him and everything else and throwing him. Sometimes I thought we're watching a WWE event sometimes, but like you say, he knocked AJ out of his rhythm earlier, but AJ got it back together and finished the job. And we all keep saying it's got to happen now, and if it doesn't happen now, then it'll never go to ever.
Speaking afterward, several observers described the contest as one of the wildest and most unforgettable fights of Anthony Joshua's career. They pointed out that dramatic moments have followed Joshua throughout his professional journey, recalling memorable battles against Dillian White, Vladimir Klitschko, Andy Ruiz Jr., Francis Ngannou, and Daniel Dubois. Time and again, Joshua has found himself involved in fights filled with tension, knockdowns, momentum swings, and dramatic finishes. Whether winning or losing, he has consistently delivered action-packed performances that keep boxing fans on the edge of their seats, and many believe this latest comeback simply added another unforgettable chapter to that story.
Having just spoken to Eddie, I think we'll look back at this as one of the most bizarre, crazy, ferocious, mad 5 minutes of AJ's career. It was his 34th fight. He has always delivered entertainment, excitement, thrill a minute. I think back to the Dillian White fight when he was hurt and came back and knocked out his arch rival, the Klitschko fight, up and down, Andy Ruiz in the garden, just so many times. Even when he laid out Francis Ngannou, just you always get something with Anthony Joshua. The Daniel Dubois fight where he was down, but still in the end you thought he might get him and then he was knocked out.
Eddie Hearn admitted his emotions swung dramatic. Not everyone focused on the controversy, however. Some figures from the combat sports world chose instead to celebrate the quality of the contest and the determination shown by both men. They praised Anthony Joshua for overcoming adversity and responding like a former champion after being knocked down, while also giving Christian Prenga credit for his courage and willingness to test himself against one of boxing's biggest names. Regardless of the debate surrounding the fight, both fighters displayed heart, toughness, and a willingness to entertain the fans. The electric atmosphere, dramatic momentum swings, and non-stop action ensured that the contest became one of the most talked about heavyweight fights of the year.
The most dramatic, emotional 4 minutes of certainly of my career, maybe even my life. So many emotions going through your mind in what we thought were like 2.5 minutes of just unbelievable drama. I can't believe he found a way to win, honestly.
Watching that, it was like you were watching him fight for his career.
Yeah, well, he was. I mean, all week and kind of you start thinking to yourself, is he come back too early, right? Because he needed boxing to kind of get over the grief, but also he hasn't got over the grief. Does that make sense? So but it's a quick fix and it's helped him so much. But he goes down like that and it's like, did he come back too early? I mean, what, he had 24 breaks in his ribs or something like that, And then I started thinking to myself, it's over, the career's over. And I actually thought to myself at one stage, what an unbelievable journey it's been. I'm so proud of him that he even made it back where it's all over. What a ride, to get back after what happened. So proud of him. And then when he made it back to the stall, I was like, if he can just get his legs, because one thing he's got that will never leave is concussive power. If he hits you once on the chin, the fight changes. And he hit Prenga about a minute before he stopped him with one right hand, and everything just changed. Started to back up a little, and the knockout was absolute. I mean, that's what he does, And I know he shows signs of vulnerabilities at times, and I know that he makes mistakes, but he can knock you out cold at any moment. And when he fights Tyson Fury, that's the kind of fight it's going to be. I know after watching last night, I make AJ a big favourite. Now you watch that tonight, it's like, but that's just how it's going to be. They're going to go in there, they're going to have a war. And I stand by. If he lands on the chin, it's all over. But he's got to be better because Fury's better than Prenga. He don't punch as hard,